Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Daybreak, and the hashtag on X is Citizen Daybreak. The SMS code is 22422 at Citizen TV Kenya and at Ayub Abdikadir. In studio this morning, advocates of the High Court, Paul Mwangi. Good morning.
Morning.
Much appreciated.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for making time. Philip Lagat is also joining us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Senator Samson Cherargei is also a lawyer. Good morning, Senator.
Morning.
And the Senator representing Nandi County, and Ahmed Hashi, also joins us this morning, political and governance commentator. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's begin with the latest development regarding the assassination of Advocate Kyalo Mbobu and the unfortunate event which happened yesterday evening here in the county of Nairobi. And first, beginning with you, Paul Mwangi, it's appalling, is it, and all points to a dangerous direction given what also happened to a lawmaker, Charles Ongondowere, in a similar fashion?
First, as lawyers, this has rattled everybody because we don't yet know why this happened, and everybody's fear is that it might have something to do with possibly his work. And he's handled very big cases. He's been involved in very big controversial matters. I think everybody's worried whether this could have anything to do with the work that he did. Because if it did, then everybody feels pretty unsafe that you could meet your death on account of your professional engagement. So we are still waiting to see how what the information is going to come from this.
Senator Cherargei.
Yes.
From a security perspective, it's appalling, is it, given what's happening and the manner in which they are happening?
Good morning, Abdikadir, and all the viewers across the globe. I've never been on a Wednesday panel. Yeah. It's very interesting. On the onset, I want, on behalf of myself and my family and the great people of Nandi, to pass my deepest condolences to the lawyer that we lost yesterday, tragically. I hope the investigative agencies will get into this matter. Secondly, it looks like there is a new wave of crime, that there are criminals who are using the motorcycles to perpetuate crime. You remember the late Ongondowere was shot in similar fashion on traffic. Yesterday we did see lawyer Kyalo Mbobu being shot on traffic also. So I think there is a new wave of criminals who are using border or motorcycles, and it comes at the highest. I saw some of the owners of Matatu and also some leaders in border sector calling out that the ministry concerned, both of transport and internal security, must get down because there are people who are using motorcycles to perpetuate criminal activities. We have seen in cases where accidents happen and some criminals within border sector are burning down vehicles and matatus and private vehicles. However tragic they are, we should allow the rule of law to prevail. So I think on this issue where a senior lawyer has been killed, it's very unfortunate, and I hope it is not related in any way with the work that they do, as my senior said, because all of us will feel unsafe, because in one way or another, you cannot call it hazards of job, because even you as a journalist, as in the legal profession, in politics, it should not come to that. I think the work we do should not be in any way be related. So I hope before the end of today, the investigative agencies at least should give us what really happened, so that it can ease the anxiety among the profession and Kenyans at large.
Yes, Ahmed.
Well, I think it's part of the culture of thuggishness that is now metastasized in our society. That thuggishness starts with the political class, as it should be. Because a Kenyan citizen is seeing a country on a free fall, where the leadership of this country, no matter what its hue, whether it's in the administration or outside, the political class has just simply abrogated its fundamental commitment to something called the security of this country. You know what has happened in the last few years, the last 2 to 3 years, where a lot of people have died under dint of police action. And we know that there's a lot of people who have been charged and been taken to court where their civil and political rights have been thrown out. My friend on the left has already told you about the MP who was killed by a motorbike, Ghana. And this is just the sense of the shredding of our civil society, of our social relations, of our ways of being in this country. It is now very clear that even young people who are working these odd jobs are afraid to go to town. They are afraid to take the matatu. Nobody wants to keep his mobile phone on the hand now. Everybody puts it in a pocket and tightens it up. This because there's a massive poverty that has emanated into our social functions. There's no money supply. People are hungry, and when people are hungry and they have children at home, they can do anything. The great Hugo said that when a man doesn't have money in his pocket, he becomes adventurous. So this is the kind of adventurism that's in this whole country, because there's no leadership that's being provided. There's huge differences within the Kenyan society about where we should go. And ultimately, the buck stops with our president, who is in charge of the security, he's in charge of the economy, he's in charge of even our happiness. Because if the country is not working, we're unhappy. Yeah. And the pursuit of happiness is probably the most important sentence in any constitution in the world.
All right. Yeah, and Council as well. This is cutting across, is it, at a time when there are grave concerns, which are very gross as well, on the state of our security and relations with security agencies as well. And even before the dust settles on the case of Ongondo, where a horse killed in a similar fashion, then this happens.
Absolutely. Yes, Ayub. First, allow me to thank you so much for hosting me here. It is indeed a very sad morning today across the legal fraternity. Kyalo Mbobu was not only just a lawyer, he was also into academia, and I can confess here this morning that I'm a student of Kyalo Mbobu. So I'm immensely touched. I was taught the evidence of the law of evidence, the University of Nairobi, by Kyalo Mbobu. And so it is a very sad morning indeed. But just to mention what my colleagues have said is that we're also treading in dangerous times in this country. And security is paramount. We are always told that security starts with you. But security must be looked at from a very consultative standpoint. Because as you've clearly said, the security of this nation rests, the buck stops with the president. But other than that, we also have the Inspector General of Police and several other organs that are mandated with providing security to this to the public. Mm-hmm. So we must also look at these agencies. What are they doing? How fast is the investigation, and so forth and so on. But be that as it may, I just want to point out something very little. We have the border industry, Ayub, which came into place during the time of Kibaki. And ever since, and I want to challenge my colleagues, and especially my friend and Senator Cherargei, to come up with the legislation in the parliament to try and regulate this industry. Because we are looking at an industry which is it is not in the transport sector alone now. We are charting into uncharted waters. The border has now been used as a tool of fraud. People being killed in drive-by border, people who are carried by border, committing or rather perpetrating crimes like what we have seen with Ongondo and now our esteemed lawyer Kyalo Mbobu. So we need to regulate the industry, so to speak, Ayub.
All right.
But just to inform him, we tried doing that through Boni Kalwala. You remember the border regulations?
Yes.
It received a lot of resistance. So, we cannot legislate on everything and anything. Yeah. So the point is, it is a criminal elements. And by the way, we need to be careful. We are not saying the entire border sector industry is a problem. We are saying there are criminals who have taken advantage of the sector, and this is a security issue. So it behooves the National Police Service Commission and the Ministry of Interior to crowd down elements that are taking advantage of border industry. We have tried doing that legislation. You saw the resistance Some people were facing they're writing political obituaries courtesy of that bill, and it was withdrawn. But I'm told the National Assembly, when we passed in the Senate, but we went to the National Assembly during the second reading, when the mover of the motion tried to withdraw that bill, the National Assembly has said it's the property of the House. So let's wait and see what happens.
The killing of a member of parliament.
That board has
a killing of a member of parliament.
Yeah.
And a killing of a senior counsel in Keren is not criminal elements who have taken over the border industry. It is a breakdown of the social mores of this country, and that the police are unable to do anything about it. And I don't think that it is proper for it to be characterized as a small little problem in the society. A member of parliament was assassinated, and we still don't know who did it. This lawyer who's been handling all these huge, may he rest in peace, is shot in broad daylight. I mean, if there's no breakdown of law and order in one of the largest capitals in Africa, what characterization is the senator placing in front of us? Has this been?
I agree with my brother's view that
misunderstood.
I agree with my brother's view that to simply say that if we deal with border, it deals with the problem, fails to see what we should be dealing with. Because to say that if we deal with border, does that mean murders end? The person who wanted to kill him, if there were no borders, would he have used a car? So it's not a question of the method that is used to carry out the killing. It's why is this killing happening? For Bob, who is a lawyer, we must ask ourselves, who is it who came to the point of feeling that you had to kill this lawyer? If it has something to do with his work, is it a breakdown of the justice system that people are pushed to the point that they feel that the only way they are going to deal with their problem is that they have to kill you? Does it mean they had nowhere else to go? They have no complaint. They have no place to prefer their complaint. If it is a member of parliament, what is it that he was involved in, or what is it that made somebody get to the point of feeling that killing is the only way out? So, and I think we could resolve a lot of those issues if we look at the background and the causes of this criminality. As my brother says, sometimes it has something to do with the economy, where people also ready to take money to go kill.
Then I agree on the bigger picture, because we are a bit specific in the beginning, but I agree with my colleagues that it points to a bigger picture. You saw muggings happening in downtown Nairobi, which people are alluding to some militias. And I've seen the police, they have said I've arrested over 300. We see there already people who killed Ngondo are now being prosecuted in a court of law. So I think on the larger scale, the issue of security is very critical. You saw there were allegations that Juba land forces are now in Mandera. There is issue of cattle banditry. A few months ago, we did lose Father Alois Cheruiyot Bett in a gruesome manner, where he was killed while coming from Jumuiya. So on the larger scale, I agree that the state of the security in the country should be looked into. That is why would somebody take, for example, 10,000, 20,000 to go and kill? So I think that there could be other societal factors that we must address.
And largely, of course, tied to the economy and the political expediency,
of course,
when it comes to, of course, exploiting